Today we're going to talk about the experience of the Kingdom Hall and what happens there, how we went to it, how we got there, and how it was inside there and what we thought of it afterwards. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for being patient as well. Let's go. So I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and I was a Jehovah's Witness until 15 years old. And that's when I decided that I didn't want to be it anymore because it didn't level with me. So I decided to lock myself up in the bathroom and never come out, out of it again. Kind of like locking myself up to come back, become my own hero, like Superman. I'm gonna explain the experience that I had as a Jehovah's Witness, going to Kingdom Halls especially, and what it was like. Well, I used to live in the same area. Like there was one specific. There are different areas that have different Kingdom Halls. I lived in a specific area, and we had to go to basically the city to go to our Kingdom Hall. I remember being at home that we had to dress up. We had nice clothes for going to the Kingdom Halls, and going there was usually a very, very dramatic experience because we had to get ready at a certain time. We had to eat. Like my parents had 3 kids and eventually 4. And there was a lot of drama going on. A lot of us were like late and didn't really want to go there. Most of us didn't really want to go there. And it was dramatic. It was anger, yelling at each other. It was needing to get ready fast, eating fast, and then get ready to go to Kingdom Hall. That I felt like nobody really wanted to go there. So yeah, it was quite an experience. My brothers and my father needed to get their shoes tidy and like clean and stuff. And I was wearing a dress, and my mom was looking nice as well. And we had to go there with the whole family, usually on a bicycle. It was a little far away, but not that much, let's say. I remember going there. It was also like in any kind of weather circumstances, we went there. It didn't matter really. I remember being on the back of a bicycle, just like sitting there, and like, I don't know, like, yeah, even with the snow and like rain, it was, I don't know, it was an experience, but it was at least something to do. Now we're going to talk about what happened when we got there. So then stepping inside the Kingdom Hall, like I remember, of course, seeing people that I knew. Like these people were like talking to my parents, and they were talking to me as well. Like usually the first thing that we did was hang our coats like in the hall, and then you also saw these papers, and it was about other areas where I think where the elders were and stuff. Like, no, I mean who the other elders were for that Kingdom Hall, like other Kingdom Halls in my province that I lived in. And I remember it felt kind of warm, but also very cold going there. Everything was like light wood. And some people started talking to us. I remember that. And I felt like my parents were feeling very uncomfortable of people talking to them and when they're coming in and stuff. And I remember my mom was always kind of like not really talking to the people that much. She never really wanted to open herself up, while the other people seemed very open and like they were doing better. And it was feeling weird. As a child, I already knew that. And my dad, like sometimes my dad was way later. And then my dad also just came with us sometimes, or I was going there with him. I don't know, I can remember that as well. That was on his bike, like in front, like, no, on the back of his bike, sitting there. I remember that. Like, I live in the Netherlands, so it's very common that you go by bike. And I remember like that hall, like the hall coming in. It was rows of chairs, and you could like they were I don't know how you say that, clap chairs. There were also a lot of people, and some people were still like standing and trying to talk to us, how we were doing and how it's going and stuff. How is your husband? How is your child? Or whatever. and how we were doing. So I gave people a hand, but I didn't really feel like I wanted to talk to them. Like it didn't feel real or something. Like they were really caring about us that much. But they were still like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hello, little girl. Hello. How are you doing? I know you from when you were a baby. And I was like, okay, whatever. Because I felt like I didn't really want to be there because I felt very uncomfortable to be there. And I knew it was going to be boring again. And I had to go there because my parents were going there all the time. I didn't really understand. I remember usually we were sitting like on the side, on the left side. You had the left side with all these chairs, these clap chairs. They were sitting together like this light brown clappy chairs. And then you had a row in the middle, and you also had a row like far over there. And I remember you had a picture of like the planet Earth or something, I think, on the wall. And then where the people were speaking and were leading in things such as the watchtower and the awake, and also the singing, because you were singing together in Kingdom Hall. It looked like you had these, how do you say that, like there were plants, like these stringy plants at the stage. It was a stage, yes, it was a stage. And then you had this higher up thing, and then you had a microphone, like this thin microphone. And sometimes I think back in the day, sometimes they had these very long things as well. And then some people were going around with that thing. And I'm gonna talk about the very long the microphone on the stick. I'm gonna talk about it later. Definitely a jewel within Kingdom Halls, as far as I've seen, all over the world, I guess. But what I do remember is like these plants and with these brown round things in there. And it was a stage, and it looked actually very boring. It was just bricks, like red bricks, I think, and a very boring stage where the elders and like other people were talking there. I remember there were what I did notice was that, I gotta be honest, like there were quite a lot of ethnicities there, and also people that had disabilities in a wheelchair or something like that. And ethnicities like Asian, Chinese, African, from Suriname, people that actually looked white but had different accents, that I cannot even bring it up again. But I don't know. But it was very multicultural, and like it was for everyone. A lot of children as well. And then it started, I think. Usually, like, I don't even know how long it really was, but it was a couple of times in a week. I remember it being on Saturday or Sunday back in the day. I can't remember it that much anymore. Maybe a Tuesday or something. It was in the 90s. I cannot really remember that much about it, but that's what I remember. I always got a little booklet that I could draw in because I was very much into drawing. I was just bored, so I wasn't gonna do shit. Sometimes my mom, you even had which was also very strange, which is a very strange story, by the way. They had this feeding room. They had a special feeding room within the whole. But it was, my dad also said it recently. He said, like, it was glass. You could watch the moms feeding their babies with their breasts out. And my dad was like, that was kind of strange that they did that. Why was it glass? Why was it glass? Why do you have to see these women? That was very strange. But I get that. Why is that not like their own space? I don't know. But maybe it was because they can check up on those moms, and whatever happened there, they didn't want anything to happen, so everybody could see it. It was kind of strange. There was no food or drinks, like maybe you had to drink. You had to bring your own food or drink. Usually, it wasn't like that. It was like a couple of hours, and then you went home again. It was a lot of time spent in these things. So what are you doing in a Kingdom Hall is a good thing to talk about. Usually start off with the Watchtower and studying it. It's like you have been studying it before. You're answering questions. You can answer questions in these magazines. The Awake has a lot of like there are themes, like world themes. Some people really like to watch them as well, want to get them as well, that are not Jehovah's Witnesses. But then you're answering the questions, like you're coming together to answer those questions from Watchtower. And then you're reading stuff from the Bible as well, and you also sing a song together from that they decided to choose for that certain topic that week. They sing a song together, and I remember, and I think I've already been talking about this a couple of times, is that I always felt sad. I felt extremely sad about those songs, that I wasn't experiencing the thing that that we were singing in the Kingdom Hall in my own home. So I was feeling very stressful, and I felt sad that I couldn't be who I was, and like this love of God, I couldn't feel it. I could not feel it. It was not there for me. I felt like, oh, the brothers and sisters, so called, are not the ones that I could not trust them, because my dad and mom said I couldn't trust these people. Like I couldn't trust anyone, not even these people. How, like there's brothership and sistership, and you cannot even like trust these people. So what are you gonna do? So that is the idea that I always had. So I didn't want to be there. Like why would I go to something? Like why do I sing about the love of God when I'm not feeling it? It's not there, you know? That got a whole other meaning in my life later on when I was older. I started to think about that. And I didn't even realize, but it really made me sad. But I felt like I couldn't talk about it. That aside, I did like to sing though, but I wasn't feeling. It was very very boring. It was extremely boring to go there. Like as a child, you don't really fucking care about what is being said there. Some things you do feel, but usually you're like, okay, like are the people really kind, or like the really nice people, or is this a joke? Is it like I felt like I needed to not take it very seriously, and I never really did with my parents as well. So yeah, it was. I remember, whoa, that was crazy. Like I remember that I was also cursing, and it was a very extreme thing. You weren't actually not allowed to curse and stuff. And I was cursing because that's what my parents did at home as well, when things went wrong or they were scared of something, or like they were cursing, and I was cursing there as well. And I had to pay for that. And sometimes my mom was just like pinching me so hard, or like I need to shut up, you know. I wanted to cry or whatever. Sometimes they had to bring me to like out there and then just talk to me like, now you're behaving and whatever, like you have to behave here and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to. Like you just feel a lot of things, you cannot talk about it, it's not allowed. You feel like you're not allowed to talk about it there, you know. You have to behave in a certain way, you need to come off as a good girl. And I was already a really good girl. Like I was very very kind and sweet and shy, and I was really like behaving because people were expecting that of me, you know, a lot of times. But with my parents, I was like, and I was there. I didn't really care. I didn't care. Like I was also me. I was myself. So I was creative, which is good, and I like to sing the songs, but it was painful as well. And then afterwards, I feel like a lot of times my parents really wanted to go away very, very fast. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about that. I felt like my parents really wanted to go quick home and just relax the evening. Maybe my dad was still working at the time, and it was just, I don't know, like we went there and then sometimes there was a fight or something. There was always some trouble afterwards. Maybe my dad whining about like, "Yeah, have you seen this?" And now he's got me again, you know, about the elders and stuff. It was very dramatic experience. And I was so glad when I felt like I could decide, and my mom didn't take me there anymore, because I was really fucking up. When I got older, no, I didn't care anymore. You know, I was already at that point when I was 15. I started to, like when I was 14, I was started to talk in a lot of chat rooms. The internet was very popular at the time. So I got to a lot of chat rooms and stuff and talked there with people from all over the world and with boys and stuff. And I just did that, and I didn't care about what anyone thought of me. So yeah, that was it. What I think is that we need to stop forcing kids to come along with us, or even though we're going somewhere, at some point if they say like I don't want to go there, you need to be able to negotiate with them, or like, I mean, that they can talk about why that is they don't want to go there anymore. There is a reason why they don't want to go to a church or a kingdom hall or whatever. It's like they don't want to go there anymore, and why that is. So I think you need to be able to talk about that with your kids and negotiate about what you know what is possible, instead of like this is how we have to behave. Because I think it's so extremely outdated. It doesn't have to happen anymore. Let kids decide for themselves what they do and do not want, because it's not good for them to force them into things that they aren't. Another point is they need, yeah, I've seen it before as well. Like, kingdom halls are so fucking boring. They need to make it more fun. It's so fucking boring. I don't know how it is now, but it was so extremely boring. I forgot to talk about a certain point. I'm going to talk about it now. It's like, remember that they had these people, like women, that were bringing up these sticks with a microphone on it, so people in the crowd, they could talk to the person that was on stage. They could answer a question or whatever. That my dad says that he could never do, was not allowed to do that. But whatever. There was always someone that was bringing that stick in. What? You're here? You're here? What the hell? Go away! Go away, you! I don't want to see you anymore. Go away. That was a lot. He was a lot. I'm so glad he's gone now. Okay, let's continue. So I didn't belong there. I was feeling like I didn't belong there. I felt like it was very boring. There's nothing to do. You have to just sit there and listen. There's nothing to do. It's very dry. It looks boring as hell. It was, like, in my experience, it was very, it was at least it was something to do in the week, but it was boring as hell. It was we are adults, and that's what it was. And there were kids, but I always felt like I wasn't good enough around them. Like, they were the best, and they were like, there was a girl in my class, and she was also going there, and her grandfather was one of the elders. So yeah, it's like always like, my family is kind of broken, and like they don't really have money and stuff, and these people had a lot of money, quite a lot of money, and then, but yeah. So I always felt off. I didn't feel like part of it. Like, my parents were like, my family was so different from everyone, and I don't know, it was a fiasco. It was dramatic. It was, maybe that's why I'm so dramatic right now. But that aside, yeah, I think that's it. I think that was all the experiences that I had. I really enjoyed making this video. I really wanted to talk about this because this is an experience that I think a lot of you people are also experiencing or have experienced or whatever. I don't know. I don't know where you are in this journey, in this healing journey, when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses, or maybe learning about religions or cults or whatever. Doesn't matter. I've recently also seen a video about a guy that was making a video about how he's talking to Jehovah's Witnesses, what they don't like to hear, for instance. But he's not a Jehovah's Witness. He never was. And as a Christian, how his perspective was towards the Jehovah's Witnesses. So that's what I do in my free time. Okay. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like and subscribe to my channel, because I really want to do more. I want to do more. I want to grow more. I want to see more people react under here, in the comments. We are here for you. A lot of people to talk about. I've seen more people commenting. Thank you very much for that. And I'm very happy. And thank you very much. And peace.